We'd like to say welcome to you at the Sparkling Conversations for this week. May you experience that after this you can say yes to joy even more because you got your spark for the week. So I'm handing over to Shanie Boshoff, who's going to share with us.
Thank you so much. So doing well or being well, I think that is what the question is today. So while I was driving in this week, I heard an Afrikaans song, didn't know it, but the name of the song is Love is a Verb. So I was thinking about wellness and wondering for myself, is wellness a verb? And is being well a verb? Because a verb would mean to do word. It's actions, it's activities, it's things we need to measure. It's a benchmark that we put there and then we measure and assess ourselves against that. Is that what wellness is all about? And if it is so, we need to set goals and constantly be busy with. Is that what wellness is all about? Because if that is the case, then I see a lot of boxes in front of me that I need to tick off. So I was trying to simplify this for myself and understand this whole wellness concept a little bit better. And I did only a tiny little bit of research. And in that, I found two commonalities. The one thing that everyone seems to agree upon is that there are different dimensions of wellness. Now, the amount of wellness differs, but we can here refer to things like our physical health, our physical dimension, that's the health, emotional would be our mental health, social would refer to our relationships. It could be spiritual, our beliefs, it could be occupational or vocational, that what you're working with, it could be financial, it could be environmental. So actually you have the decision to decide in how many slices are you cutting up your wheel of life. That's the first point. And the second thing that people seem to agree upon is the outcome or the aim of being well, and that is to manage life. So the one thing that it seems to me is that we should remember that to be well is to be holistic. You cannot only be well in one of the segments of your life. You need to look at wellness holistically. The second thing is, it seems to me that your needs would really determine your wellness. How well are you achieving your needs and those around you within those specific spheres or dimensions? And the last thing is to remember that life will always change. So there are changes and struggles and adversities. And to be well, you would need to manage your life actively. So for me, if I look at wellness, I see two things. I see a process and an outcome. So it seems to me that the process is all about learning and unlearning what works for your body and what doesn't work for your body and your life. So this is a constant process on the one hand. And the outcome then would be, as we said, to manage your life actively through all these adversities coming along. So if we think of it, what are we really in control of? Life, and how many struggles and challenges come along our way, and how much energy we have to spend on how many things we need to. But the only thing we are actually in control of is the choices that we make. And why is the choices important? It's important because we then create habits to make it easier for ourselves in our wellness. So the question is being or doing wellness, and is that easy for us? I really don't think so. And I can think of three reasons. The one thing is, I think we are propelled to instant gratification. When we start a new eating habit now, in a week's time, we don't want to have a crave for the white bread with the syrup on, and we want to lose 5 kilograms. If we start exercising today, we want to be able to run 5 kilometers in 2 weeks' time. When we attend a course on conflict management, what we want to do is in the first conflict in a relationship, we want to use all the wonderful tools we've got and be successful in that. The second thing is, I think, why it's not easy to be well is that it all depends on what you define the outcome to be. You want to actively manage your life to do what? To be successful, and how would that look? To be fulfilled, and how would that look? To thrive, to have contentment. So it's very easy, it's very necessary for you to define what would it look like, so that you don't fail the whole time and try to attain something that's impossible. Another reason, the last reason I think why we do not, why it's difficult for us to be well is because we see it as crossing a finishing line. It's a race. Not every step that you take and the endurance to get there. So life is life, and life will happen. And the significant thing in wellness, I think, then can only the answer be balance. And as easy as that sounds, so difficult it is. Because life isn't a constant. Wellness doesn't mean always being well. And life doesn't mean, wellness doesn't mean life without challenges or struggles or traumas. So the only thing that you're in control of is your choices. And for me, if I look at my wheel of life, the circumference, that's a big English word, meaning the omtrek, the outer circle of the circle. For me, you need to define what is that, what will influence all the different spheres of your life. And for me, that is a living faith in Christ. So the moment I find that if that isn't intact, that actually influences all the different spheres of my life. And you need to find out what it is for you. So to end off, doing well or being well, which one is it? Which one is it more, which one weighs more than the other? I think a little bit of both. So the doing is important because you have to make choices, you have to create habits, and you have to manage. But then on the other side, the being is very important as well, because you need to allow yourself to be soft with yourself so that you can learn and unlearn what works for you. I think that is wellness.
Thank you, Shanie.